And Piers, I brought some photos of pre-Trump and post-Trump. Look at this. This is Rosie O'Donnell before Trump, right? Nice, good. Look what happens, Piers, with Trump derangement syndrome, all right? Rachel Maddow. Look at how hot Rachel Maddow was. And then look, Trump derangement syndrome.
In this video, Vinny Oshana of the PBD Podcast joins a panel on Piers Morgan Uncensored. Vinny Oshana and the panel discuss Donald Trump's policies and his performance as president thus far. With that, let's watch Vinny Oshana slam the left on Piers Morgan Uncensored.
Well, Piers, you nailed it. They have no message. They have no platform, and they won't change course. It's just Donald Trump this, Donald Trump that. And I know we're going to get into Rosie Donald leaving in a while. It just Trump derangement syndrome. It's like, give me your plan. Give me the vision. Okay, Donald Trump talk the talk, and he's walking the walk. And I get it, the economy, everything, we're going to adjust. Everything is adjusting period right now, Piers. But look at what they're doing. Look, like if Bernie Sanders and AOC are the future, where are all these prominent Democrats with voices? You think Jasmine Crockett? And listen, I don't care how many podcasts Gavin Newsom does. That's your future. I wouldn't even give him the platform. If I was Charlie Kirk and them, why make him look good in the light? Look what he's done with California. Look at his resume. Okay, where I'm very curious, as I know you are, Piers. Where are the Democrats that are going to change the party, that have a vision, that aren't going to keep going, Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump? Enough of that crap. Sell us on what you're going to make America different than what Trump, what are you going to change that's going to make the country better than what it is right now?
And
Please,
also,
I'm waiting.
Yeah, and Michael, I mean, in a way, Rosie O'Donnell, who Vinny mentioned there, in a way, what she has done is a perfect illustration, I think, of part of the problem the Democrats have, and liberals generally with Trump. She's left the country. I mean, to be honest, fair play to her. She's one of the first liberal celebrities I've known who, having threatened to do it, actually did leave the country. Most of them, like Chelsea Handler, they just pretend they never said it. So she's gone to Ireland. I have to say, as someone who's Irish myself, what did they do to deserve this? But they've got her. And she goes on the big late night show, the Patrick Kilty Late Late Show. And I think we got a clip, have we, of Rosie O'Donnell? Let's take a listen to Rosie O'Donnell here.
I question why the first time in American history a president has won every swing state and is also best friends, and his largest donor was a man who owns and runs the internet.
I played that in the monologue of us, and I'm playing it again, Michael, because it's really worth thinking about what she's saying there. This is the liberal arm of America that has been ranting for 4 years, with good reason, in my opinion, that Donald Trump has refused to accept the result of the 2020 election, and that he's an election denier, he's a democracy slayer, all these kind of things. Unless I'm mistaken, I played it twice. Rosie.
You got to give Rosie credit. I agree with Piers. How many times have we heard celebrities say, I'm leaving if Donald Trump wins? Never happens. So I can't give her credit for anything else on the planet, but at least she followed through on her word. That's pretty rare for a Democrat. I guess she's suggesting that the election was rigged for Trump to win. But did you hear her explanation? It sounds like old lady logic. She's like, he won all the swing states and his biggest donor owns the internet. She might as well have said, you know how crazy things are these days with those computers. You can do anything now. I don't even think the desperate Democrats are taking Rosie up on her stupid narrative there. So Vinny said the Democrats have no message, no platform. I've talked about that forever on this channel. It's just a fact. And he's right. The Trump derangement syndrome still runs deep in the Democrat Party. I've been harping lately on, they've got no platform, they got no message, they got no leaders, they're inept. And so I asked myself, what do they actually do? And as far as I can see, sincerely, all they do is wait for news to happen, wait for the Trump administration to make any moves, and then complain about it and tell us why it's wrong, even though their way put us in a serious hole over the last 4 years. I really don't know what it's going to take to turn that party around. I mean, you essentially need all new people. I keep hearing things like AOC and Jasmine Crockett are the face of the Democrat Party. Anyone who's a Democrat, put aside that fundamental flaw, you should really look inward and say, do these two people represent me? Because I don't think they represent anyone. They are clowns. They're an embarrassment. Anyway, let's get back to the video.
Rosie O'Donnell is sounding very like an election denier. This election, she may as well have said, it was rigged. It was a rigged election. It was stolen. Elon Musk apparently runs the internet, which will be news to Elon Musk, given he only owns one social media platform of the vast internet stratosphere. So, I watched her there thinking, well, here we have a somebody literally leaving America because she can't bear to be there with Trump, but also now election denying, saying it was all rigged, et cetera, none of that is going to make people want to vote Democrat.
Well, everyone knows Elon Musk doesn't run the internet. The internet is run by Al Gore, who also denied the results of an election before Hillary Clinton denied the results of an election, before Stacey Abrams denied the results of an election. So Rosie O'Donnell's argument here is pretty weak. Also, she's just wrong on the facts. She says no president in American history has ever won all the swing states. Ronald Reagan won 49 states in 1984, and he might have won 50. There were some shenanigans in Michigan. So she doesn't know what she's talking about, and that's fine. Plenty of left-wing celebrities have no idea what they're talking about. But the political problem for the Democrats now is that this is the best they've got. You know, at least in 2020, whatever you think about that election, the Democrats did change all the voting rules right before the election. And in some cases, they contradicted state constitutions, like in Pennsylvania with widespread mail-in ballots. And they moved the ballot drop boxes away from county clerk offices. And at least you can understand why people were a little bit curious. This time around, though, no one's really seriously questioning that. So the best the Democrats have is that the rocket ship electric car man somehow zapped his laser from outer space to win Pennsylvania for Trump. Weak stuff does not bode well for the midterms, does not bode well for 28 for Democrats.
Brian, there's a lot of head shaking going on, Brian.
Why? Had 200.
Well, I'll come to you in a sec, Tara.
Yeah,
I can't ignore the head shaking coming out of Brian.
Well, it's ridiculous. First of all, Hillary Clinton conceded the next day, Michael. The guy that you voted for is the only president in American history that hasn't conceded an election. Excuse me, I'm not done yet. Al Gore went through and exhausted all of his legal... Al Gore exhausted all of his legal capabilities that he could do, and then he conceded as well. Going back to Rosie O'Donnell, Pierce, real quickly. Rosie O'Donnell does not speak for all Democrats, but here's the advice that I would give to her. Don't do what the MAGA buffoons across this country have done. 6 out of 10 Republicans still think that Donald Trump won the 2020 election. But I'll tell you something Rosie O'Donnell won't do. She won't storm the Capitol.
If you like watching videos like this one, like and subscribe. We'd really appreciate it. Let's get back to the video.
Michael, and she won't beat police officers. The guy who you support has pardoned those people and called them patriots. So who cares what Rosie O'Donnell says? She doesn't speak for all Democrats. And don't try to compare election denying to Hillary Clinton, who conceded, Kamala conceded. The guy who you voted for is still the guy who has not conceded the 2020 election.
You're talking about
so stop it with your bullshit, okay?
Can I ask him a question? So, Brian, in 2016, the Russia collusion hoax with Hillary Clinton, that wasn't cheating? The hiding
I'll answer that. I'll answer that.
None of that is cheating. But wait, let me finish. You, just like Rosie O'Donnell, have Trump derangement syndrome. And I want to show you something, Pierce.
No,
I think, Brian,
you're an idiot.
excuse me. Dude, you wouldn't say that shit in my face, so shut up. Number one. Number two,
okay,
I think
Jersey
people like
Shore.
you and Rosie O'Donnell should sue mainstream media for what they've done to you. And Piers, I brought some photos of pre-Trump and post-Trump. Look at this. This is Rosie O'Donnell before Trump, right? Nice, good. Look what happens, Piers, with Trump derangement syndrome, all right? Rachel Maddow. Look at how hot Rachel Maddow was. And then look, Trump derangement syndrome.
Oh my God, that is effing hilarious. Dude, this guy, I don't know who this dude is on the panel. I guess I should know better, but he epitomizes the left and everything I was just talking about. Look how angry he is versus the rest of the panel. Look how angry the Democrat typically is on a panel show versus the Republican. And what's his argument after talking about Rosie O'Donnell and the legitimacy of this election? It's about Donald Trump not conceding the election in January 6th. You don't even need to watch when the Democrats speak on these shows anymore. You know exactly what they're going to say. All they can do is complain about Trump. I mean, I've said that forever in these videos, but it's not slowing down. You think they would learn that that was one of the things that lost us the election, just bashing Trump constantly. It wasn't a good strategy, but that's still all they have. If you dug much deeper with this guy, I promise there wouldn't be much substance there, because those two talking points are a get out of any conversation or debate free card. Anyway, let's get back to the video.
She looks like Stephen Colbert. And then look, Kathy Griffin, someone that I might have hooked up with if I was drunk, they turned her into Carrot Top, okay? That's what it does to you people, okay? You guys have lost your freaking mind. Oh, excuse me, I'm not finished. And Piers, in that interview, she's like, I can't believe sexual assault, because when Conor McGregor came there, she supported Bill Clinton. How many sexual assault rape allegations Biden the same thing. Biden sniffing kids live on camera all the time. His freaking daughter writes in her diary that her father showered with her at inappropriate ages. She left to freaking Ireland. Do you know what's happening in Ireland, Rosie? Freedom of speech, migration, all the freaking rise in crime. It's unbelievable. And here's my thing, Piers. There's people waiting in line and fighting and dying to come to this country. She wants to leave. To hell with her. Let her give up her spot for somebody else. I have family members that are waiting to come here, Piers. Let them come in and to hell with her.
Couldn't have said it better myself. If the Democrats didn't have double standards, they wouldn't have any at all. It's like I get so distracted with whatever new nonsense they're spewing that I forget about the other stuff, like how appalled they get about sexual allegations against a Republican. But they're right. Bill Clinton's looked at as a hero to the Democrats. And that guy was one of the biggest scumbag Flanders of all time. And I wouldn't even mention it if it weren't for them acting so outraged anytime a Republican is even alleged with something. Now, anyone who is convicted of any kind of sexual assault or any kind of sexual crime, throw the book at them. I will not defend anyone, but allegations make these people freak out, but they forget about the leaders of their party. Joe Biden had tons of things that just kind of went away, like the sniffing girls, the stuff with his daughter. There were some other allegations as well. And again, just allegations, but they all went away, and Democrats don't talk about those. But we want to hear from you. What do you all think about the TDS of the Democrat Party? Is it going as strong as it was during the election? I thought it would die down, but I don't believe it has. What do you think? And of course, what do you think about Rosie O'Donnell moving to Ireland to get away from the evil Donald Trump? Let us know in the comments. Anyway, as always, really appreciate you watching, and we will see you on the next one.